Okay, here we are. Dan, hey,
Hold on. I got something.
we're starting.
Look, we're trying to find something to shade Joel's giant melon.
Hey.
This
Don't
is
touch.
what it took.
Don't touch.
Hey, don't get all aggro.
A dirty
This is
pool.
what it takes to shade Joel Schuette's head.
Desperate times,
Look, it's huge.
desperate measures and all that. We are
It's got moons orbiting it.
still, trying to take precautions during COVID. And
Right there.
so we're outside in 89-degree heat, trying to shade ourselves
A
so
little bit
we
warm.
don't die. And,
Little bit.
of course, I'm not getting up on a ladder, so that's Dan's job. So he's creating some shade for us. This is Sent to the Office, Season 2, Episode 11.
11?
11, yeah. We are, of course, arbitrarily naming our seasons and episodes. So Season 1 only had 12 episodes, so I'm guessing we'll end Season 2 at 12 and start over
that
for
how
no
that
reason
works?
at all.
I feel like
Yeah, maybe we should have.
usually the first season's only like 8 episodes just because they don't know if it's going to take.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
then the second season is more and the third season's more.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
We're not conventional.
we're not being judged like that.
No,
So you
and
do
we're not-
whatever the heck we want.
We're not conventional. And, Adventures of Tremendous Fat Ass is not something that you can predict in
No.
any way. So
It's an ongoing thing.
it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing
Every
thing.
day is a new
Yep.
day.
So I can barely see you right now, Dan, amidst the sweat dripping in my eyes.
I mean, I joke, but it's all out of love, and
Yeah.
you know how much I love you.
I know.
How much does it suck that you're having trouble with your eyesight now?
Yeah, it's terrible. And thankfully I'll have my left eye worked on Monday, cataract surgery. And then the following Monday will be my right eye. And then I should be right as a mail, brother. I should be okay.
Your eyesight will be better.
It'll be, most of the time they're able to correct it up to 20/20 or
Nice.
even 20/40, which would be better than what it is now.
And this is something that just comes on with your eyes.
Yeah, well,
Because there's some things you can get the surgery for that'll help, and some
Yeah.
things that
right.
I don't know a whole lot about it.
No, in my particular situation, it came on within a few months. So just like 5-6 months ago, my vision was fine. And then it started getting blurry very rapidly.
Fast.
And it's because of all the prednisone that I was taking. Prednisone kind of makes your, I don't know, it affects your eyes. I was going to talk a bunch of shit like I know eyes, but I don't really know the structure
But
of
it
an
does
eye.
something permanent.
It does. And then, so, I like my arthritis doctor. And when I told him, great. So it looks like the prednisone you've been prescribing me now means I need to get cataract surgery. He literally looked like it was like I just gut punched him. And he was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm like, Doc, it's okay. What are you going to do? Not prescribe me medicine that I need? But yeah, prednisone is like a miracle drug, but it also does some bad things to you too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to get those done. And I had my COVID test yesterday, pre-surgery COVID test.
Yeah.
And now I have to quarantine until Monday. So
Do
bad
I have to
news.
quarantine now?
Well, we are. We're
No,
distance.
but you're quarantining. Now I come and see you when you're quarantining. Theoretically, I should be quarantining.
Well, I mean, we didn't
that
hug
how you
or
say it?
we didn't touch or breathe each other.
Quarantining, Okay,
What are you saying?
nothing.
So no, we're good.
This is
but
Joel's
the bad
fault.
news is
I show up and he's like, "Let's just go."
Yeah.
So,
No, I wanted
we'll
to try.
see.
I
do have a f-
typically when we do a podcast, we spend 15, 20, 30 minutes before the episode starts and talk about what we're going to talk about. And often we
Hopefully
used to a
5
lot.
to
Well,
10.
we still kind of do. Send
It's
each other
something.
messages during the week and say, hey, let's talk about this or
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Something.
Yeah. This time I decided, a lot of times when we discuss the episode before we start recording, some magic happens during the discussion that we end up losing during the
Yeah,
recording.
that's true.
We end up cracking each other up with some stupid
We
bullshit.
already did.
So I thought, let's just go pretty much cold, and that's what we're doing.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. The COVID test yesterday, Dan, have you had a COVID test?
No.
She shoved the swab far enough that it made me piss my pants. I forgot, like I said on Facebook, I forgot my junior and senior year of college. Memories are all gone now after she put that in there. But yeah, it got way up there. It really
Didn't
caused.
you say you were going for a colonoscopy
Yeah,
or
yeah. It was
something?
really. See, I go to a lot of.
She was like, "Oh yeah, that's funny."
She actually no. She did laugh. Typically, I don't get. Medical professionals are generally pretty serious people.
Yeah.
When they're on the job. I go to enough doctor's appointments that I try to break it up
Yep.
for them. I try to be that
You're
person.
doing something for them.
Yes, I'm doing it for them, not for
I do
me.
the same thing.
So when for example, a few days ago, when they asked me, "Do you have any, allergies?" No. Any effects from anesthesia? And I said, "Yeah, generally it makes me sleepy." And then I give them the stare, the stare,
Right.
and they don't know if it's funny or not, but it's funny, and I don't
I
care.
know they're in like robot mode.
Yeah.
And so since you don't give them a physical cue,
Right.
it probably takes them an extra second to get it.
I think it's
I
funnier.
guarantee you they think it's funny.
I think it's funnier if I just kind of give them the look and let them figure it out. And I'm sure they go back to the nurse's station and they're just knee
Yeah.
slapping. I mean, it's just so funny.
Yep.
But yeah, no, yesterday, she said, what's your date of birth and what's the last 4 digits of your social? Okay, and why are you here today? And I said, a colonoscopy? And she went, looked up pretty quick. And she had the mask on, but then she started laughing. And so I finally got a little bit of a response there. But, I do it for them, but Marta says I do it for me, but I do it for them. It's not about me.
It's both. It's both.
Yeah, well,
And that's not a bad thing.
No.
When I was going through, we were going through leading up to Gabriel,
Yeah.
knowing that our son, when he's born, it's not if, it's when he's going to pass away. Like it was the worst time of my life.
Right.
And this is your fault for not having an agenda, because this is
no. Why? What? No.
no, but that was a really, really tough time. And you were at the harbor when it was happening. And I felt so messed up that anytime I would feel a little bit of laugh or happiness, I would feel guilty. Like, how can you be laughing about something knowing what's coming for your family? You know what I mean? But during that time, and it was like I felt embarrassed sometimes. Like, if I'm making a bunch of people laugh, and there was a point where everybody pretty much knew
Right.
what was going on. What? I don't know. I shouldn't, but you're probably, thinking, man, what are they wondering? What is his deal? Like, how can he be joyful? But anyway, I would start making strangers laugh. Gas station, Hy-Vee, I was on stage because it was a release. And ever since then, I've been like, I just like it.
Right.
So you definitely, Marna's right, but it's one of those things that's actually good for both people.
It's probably for me, gallows humor, and and especially working in the environment that we worked in back in the old days. You had to have a sense of humor because every day there was things to get bummed out about, man. Because we love our former students, but sometimes they were challenges, and sometimes terrible things happened to them. Sometimes they did terrible things, and so there might have been a little that's called gallows humor. We had that in our meetings.
Oh yeah.
We might have had a list. There may or may not have been a list of terrible things that were said that could have gotten us all fired.
It's in the vault. It's in the vault.
Yeah, right.
But not to get too corny, but think about it.
Yeah.
You just don't see. None of us do that ripple effect.
Right.
And you got something out of it. Maybe it put them in a good mood.
Yeah.
Maybe they use your joke or something. Or they find out that when they're telling people what you did, those people are really laughing, so they tell more people. It's a ripple effect, man. I think,
I'd like
when
to
in
think
doubt, be happy if
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have a day like, what's today?
Friday, July 3rd.
Wednesday was a day where I felt it wasn't a good day, you know? It's like a reminder that things aren't as great as you walk around pretending them to be,
Right.
and I felt low.
Yeah.
But then I come out of it, and it's like F it. I'm not gonna, because I can focus on the bad or the good, and so I try. And making other people laugh is a moment where I can be with them, and I'm in that moment.
Right.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, it's the Irish.
Is it? Is that an Irish thing?
Yeah, that's what the Irish do, man.
Yeah.
That's what the Irish do.
My mom's side is pretty heavy Irish. Yeah.
Yep.
I have no idea about my dad's. Well, I should know. My uncle just did the genealogy thing, but
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Right.
Oh, English. My
English.
dad's side is English.
Yeah, well, I think I talked about it here. Yeah, I always thought I was Irish because that's what I was told. And then we, finally found Dad on the ancestry, sort of found it
yeah.
that way. But yeah, so yeah, try to use a sense of humor, man, because I got all these doctor's appointments. I had one yesterday, and I don't know. I don't know if you've had an MRI.
Yes.
Dan? Okay.
I've had more than one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had 2 yesterday. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And so I had an MRI a week and a half ago, and then I got a phone call saying we MRI'd the wrong body part. Okay, I know that's weird. I'm not getting an MRI for a specific injury like you normally would, like if you hurt your Achilles, like mine is messed up. They wanted to check muscle response because it's a long story, but
Yeah.
my arthritis doctor ordered it, and then came back and they had done the wrong body part, so I had to go back again yesterday, and I have to get an open MRI. Okay, an open MRI is different. Usually when you go into an MRI, your whole body is in the machine. You can't, move. Well, I
Right.
have something in my ear, a metal thing in my ear, so I can't go into one of those things or it'll suck that little thing right out of my freaking ear.
Dude.
That would not be pleasant. But, so
Wrath of Khan. Star Trek, Wrath of Khan. Remember that one?
I've never seen a single
Oh.
Star Trek movie.
Anybody
Sorry.
out there that's a Trekkie will get it
Really?
because, yeah, this
Okay.
little thing comes out of their ear.
Ooh.
It'd be like you're
Well, I wouldn't want that to happen.
no.
So
That'd be bad.
they bring me in, and they're gonna the tech tells me, okay, I need you to put your feet together and have them stand straight up. And I'm like, okay, well, I can make them do that, but I can't. That's not a natural position. My feet don't naturally. So I was like, if you want me to do that for an extended period of time, that's impossible. My feet naturally kind of.
Ratchet straps.
Well, he taped them together.
Oh,
Okay, here's the problem with that.
you gotta have your buffer in between, right?
Well, that's part of the problem. See, there's a reason my feet don't go together. And I think you probably can figure out why that would be. What would prevent my feet from going together?
Because you're not flexible or something, or I don't know.
Well,
Just say it.
They just don't. But I have, big thighs, and, they just don't go together. So he taped them together. See, I can't lob it in any better than that, Dan. I lobbed
Well,
you
I
one.
wasn't gonna say because your big giant hairy balls. I mean, that's
now
gross.
you took it too far. You didn't have
You're
to do
saying your balls are so huge.
All right.
You can't even.
All right.
That's
I
like
think we all got
elephant
it.
type. Okay.
We all
You
can
brought
do
it up.
So they taped my feet together and then put me in the machine. And within like 3 minutes, I was already in agony, because putting my feet together and having them up like that, it kind of rotated my hips in a funny way, and my lower back was.
Yeah.
So here I am. I've got the headphones on. They're playing 90s grunge music because that's what I asked them to play, because that's my music. 8 grunge songs. Yeah, don't make that face.
But during an
I know what
MRI,
hillbilly bullshit
You're in there
country
just
rap
like
you
rocking.
listen
You're
to.
not supposed to move.
Yeah. Well,
I would have done
I
something a
wasn't
little more
moving.
mellow.
I wasn't moving. They had me in there. I mean, I couldn't have moved if I wanted to. I was so cramped in there, and then they put like some cover on me. Within a few minutes, so I'm counting down. I'm like, this has got to be over soon. I've got a button where I could push it and it would be over with, but I'm like, I'm not going to be a pussy.
Panic button.
Panic button. And I'm like, if I do that, then they're just going to have to do the whole thing over again, and I'm not going to do that. So 8 songs, I counted, 8 songs. And then all of a sudden, this, young tech young lady comes through and, okay. And I'm thinking, oh, thank God. She goes, halfway done. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I go back in there for another 8 songs. And literally, I'm
Same
just
ones or different?
like, what's that?
Same songs or?
Different songs, and
Okay.
they're not even really, they only played one song from the big four Seattle bands.
That's
the
some
big
bullshit.
big four Seattle bands.
You need to call them out on
I
that.
know, I
They're
know.
doctors. They don't know, Joel.
They don't know. I
They
said-
probably just.
I said
Help
90s
'em out.
grunge, and you think they would know that.
Yeah.
Dan, what are the Seattle big four? Do you know
I
what
don't
those?
know. I don't know anything like
Okay,
that.
well, it's Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains.
There they are.
They played one Nirvana song, and it was the last song, and I only got half of it. But whatever, it's fine.
So you're halfway done.
I'm halfway done.
Panic mode.
I've
The
got
button's starting to sound good.
tears. I've got tears. My legs are asleep. My arm is asleep. By the way, they had to jab me 3 times to get a vein. Finally, they got a vein on top of my arm.
Before, like after,
Before,
or
because
before.
then after another 8 songs, they pull me out of the machine and said, "Okay."
Was this another discount doctor?
Yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen.
I'm just.
You
asking.
tell me. I don't really. So then they put the contrast in. So I don't, they have like some chemical
Yeah.
that goes through your veins. And then she said, "Okay, 3 more minutes." So they put me back in. 2 more full songs, Dan. That's 9 minutes. I was dying. I was in excruciating pain. And then they get me out of there. And they're like, "Okay, you can go." I'm like, my legs are asleep. If I try to stand up right now, I'm going to fall down. So I had to work my way, get some feeling back in the leg. It was probably one of the worst experiences of my life. It was terrible.
I'm remembering a previous podcast where we talked about music and its role in your life. And it's interesting how you use the songs to measure how long, like throughout your story.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
totally
I don't know why I
relates.
did that.
I would have no idea how many songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I just remembered. I think I started thinking along those terms about song number 3 because I'm like, okay, this sucks. It hurts, like really bad. I want it to stop, but I don't want to. I don't want to stop it from happening because I've just got to do it all over again. So I started counting at about 3.
you needed some Rocky at that point.
So what?
Some Rocky, like
Yeah?
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, that song sucks.
Or, yeah, that's true. Maybe some AC/DC, some Guns N' Roses. You need something to.
Hey, can I tell you some trivia about Eye of the Tiger?
Sure.
Have I ever told this? Have I ever told you this? Okay, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the lead singer of Survivor that sang that song, Dave Bliss.
Yeah.
Do you know what else he sings?
Nope.
The Real Men of Genius Bud Light songs.
Really?
That's him.
Huh.
He left the band. He kicked out of the band. They picked up a new lead singer, and then after that, he didn't really know what he was doing, and he auditioned to be the Real Men of Genius singer, and that's actually him in the video too, with a wig on.
I wonder what the dudes who kicked him out of the band think now.
Yeah, he probably made more money doing that.
For sure.
But anyway, so
The other thing your story made me think of with the panic button, but I don't want to take us off here. I want to keep going where you were headed.
yeah.
Well, so you still have to go for another MRI?
No, that was it. They
That
did
was
back
it.
to back.
Okay.
That's why it took so long.
Jeez. Okay. And cataract surgery next week.
It's on Monday, 2 days from now, which is why I can't go to your 4th of July celebration tomorrow.
Oh, that sucks.
That's a bummer. Sorry. I just told you live on our podcast. It's the first you're hearing of it. Part of the reason
I'm going to need a moment.
Sorry, buddy. And Beck probably won't be there either because he's got to work until 6.
I have my mouth all ready for orange juice. Get it?
Yeah.
What movie?
No, I don't know.
Harlem Nights.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that in like 30 years.
Neither have I.
Yeah, but you remembered it.
Anyway.
So Beck
well,
and I
that
probably won't
sucks.
be there.
Okay.
So that's Monday, and the procedure itself takes like 10 minutes. They prep you, and the prep time takes a while. But once you're ready to go, the doctor comes in and makes a little cut and lasers some shit out, and then he's going to actually add a lens in there that'll correct my vision, and
Very
then
nice.
then I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
I should be able to see like a few hours later, actually. Most
And then you
people
got to go back and get the other eye.
get the other eye done. the
How
following
long
Monday.
after that?
Yeah.
A week?
1 week.
Okay. So your story with the panic button made me think about my dogs and how they react differently to fireworks.
Right.
We have someone who lives relatively nearby our house who lights off fireworks every night for the last, it feels like 2 weeks. It's been a lot of songs, Joel. You know, and I don't care, but you're
Well,
sitting there
obviously
and
it
all of a
doesn't bother
sudden,
me. I mean,
you know, it's like,
yeah.
now the dogs, it's a different story, okay? Joy, I have 2 dogs. Joy's our golden retriever, and Molly is our lab.
Yep.
For those people that, I mean, everybody probably knows now. I talk about them all the time. My lab is my BA dog. You know, she fishes with me. We slept on the boat last night. She is game.
Give me the last things that I'd want to do in my life for $1,000, Alex. What is sleep on a boat on the Des Moines River? Correct. Anyway,
Really?
I know you enjoy it.
Dude,
yeah.
there's a full moon. It cooled off.
I would rather
beautiful.
have
the air's coming through.
I would rather have 4 MRIs back to back with my feet taped together than to sleep on a goddamn boat on the Des Moines River. I'm sorry, Dan.
Okay, maybe not sleep, but wouldn't you just want to come out and check it out?
I have been. We did
I
that
know.
one time.
I tried to get you yesterday. Is what I was referring
I don't mean to interrupt your dog thing, but
That's
there
all
are
right.
plenty of factors that would be. Oh, look at your little baby Gatorade.
I know.
Isn't
Sarah
that
got
so
'em.
cute?
I
And you
think
got a little
they're
banana.
silly.
Do you have like a little peanut butter sandwich with the crust?
Oh
cut
yeah,
off?
I came here with a banana, you know, and I come walking through
Show.
Joel's garage, and he's wait, he's walking around like this.
That's horseshit.
And he's like, look at this. This is what the guy keeps in his garage.
That's a lot of
can't
bananas.
imagine How you're able to get those eaten without them going bad.
Well,
you know, we
well,
buy
some
like
do. Some do go bad. Everybody in the house eats bananas, and I think
that's a lot of bananas.
probably all 5 people in the house, maybe not Beck, but all 4 of us in the house eat at least 1 banana every day. What's that? Megan does. Oh, and then Megan comes over, Kay's girlfriend. She's such a good girl.
Aw.
She comes over and she'll eat a banana. So we probably have 4 or 5 bananas eaten. Sometimes they eat 2 in a day. I might eat 1 for breakfast and 1 at night.
Yeah. I eat a lot of bananas.
Yeah, and Quinn uses a lot of them for like blending into, you know, like a smoothie or something. So, yeah, she went to Sam's
Plus
Club.
they're cheap.
Yeah, they're dirt cheap. So, anyway, so I'm sorry to interrupt the.
Oh, so I'm going to give you like a little play-by-play of how this goes down, because this scenario has basically been going on for a week and a half to 2 weeks. Sitting there, hear the boom. It sounds like a gunshot, you know. It kind of reminds you of what it might have felt like in, I don't know, London during World War II or something, you know. And Joy goes,
just melts.
yeah.
Neurotic
Just
episode.
starts, and she'll slink upstairs. Everything's fine, and she will literally go into the bathroom and go between the toilet and the wall
safe
and
room.
like put her head
It's
down.
a panic room.
Yes.
Panic room for her.
So I
yes.
was picturing her with the going.
So, but Molly would not.
No, Molly. I mean, we're a lot alike, she and I think. I don't know. Maybe that's why I understand her.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, this is Molly, not me. Are we still okay with the beeping? Are we still
Sure.
okay with the beeping? Because this isn't me, but this is Molly. I can literally, this is her take, you know. There goes the boom. She's like, that.
It's not the 4th of
Looks
July.
over at me like, what's up? What's up? Someone got a problem out there? She walks over to the door. Let me out there. I want to
you
go check
it
this out. All right. Now, because I understand what she's, you know, and she's looking at me like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I'm the alpha. So I'm like, yeah, this is some bullshit, Molly. Let's go check this out. Open up the door. She goes out there and she like, hurf, 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 barks at in that direction. I'm like, yeah, what? That's some bullshit. And then she looks over at me and I go, Molly, that is all we can do. Come on, let's go back in the house. And then she's fine. Joy, I think she just sleeps like that until,
I
it
think
wears off.
that's a Molly is the abnormal dog reaction. There are a lot of dogs that, like for example, my friend Brian, who was on our podcast last season, they have a dog who during storms and during fireworks, actually ate through a drywall.
Yeah.
They trapped her. And so they have to I don't know what they do. I think they put her in like a straitjacket or some shit.
Oh.
I mean, she's that.
Well, and I just think if people really understood that,
Yeah.
I think we could all keep it to one night.
No,
I'm
I
going
think
to blow
everybody
some stuff
understands
up
it. Everybody
tonight.
understands it, Dan. They just don't give a shit. They don't care. Everybody gets it.
There's a lot of that going around these
You
days.
find someone who, if you told them, you know what, most dogs are really scared of fireworks, and they go, oh, really? I had no idea. You show me one person who says that, and I'd be shocked. They all know. They just don't care.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so weird because I'm like, I'm so over fireworks. They do little to nothing for me to watch them. Even the awesome shows, every once in a while I'll be like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they're all the same. And I don't get the joy of, when I was a kid, I liked to set them off, but I don't understand.
I loved it.
I know.
I still kind of do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just had this thing come out about how the smoke from fireworks is really bad for you.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of metal in it.
Oh, great.
Especially the stuff consumers buy.
Can you please shut off your phone? God damn it.
If I know how. I hate this
Hey,
phone,
we're recording.
man.
Oh, it's your new phone.
Yeah, it sucks.
Have you dropped in the river a couple times yet?
Nope. But I don't even know what that is. What is Bixby? When I go to hit my volume,
Bixby is
what is that?
some dumb app that I have on my phone.
They
that
have
I
a
never use.
dedicated button for it. It's
Yeah, I
right
know,
underneath my
I don't
volume.
use it.
Stupid.
What is it, Cade?
It's like Samsung's AI type thing.
So it's like an Alexa type thing.
It's like Alexa or Siri.
Oh, it's like an Alexa. Okay.
Samsung.
I don't need that.
Well, Dan, you're talking about your dogs, and I noticed your Facebook video, which was great, and I have some insight. Your Facebook video, you on the boat catching a fish, and kind of questioning Molly's behavior, and I have some insight on that. Now, I don't know if you're going to want to hear it.
Can I give just the 30-second version?
Yes,
because I
absolutely.
doubt. I don't know. Probably
No,
people
go ahead.
that would
Yeah,
listen to this.
there are going to be a lot of people.
Okay,
that
in
don't
case it's all it was, and I was kind of, just trying to be funny, but I keep dog treats on the boat. Molly, if I'm hooking up the boat, I'm tripping over, she just wants to go bad. Then when we get out there, I'll get a fish on, and she knows when I've got a fish on. There's a series of things that happen, and she doesn't get really that excited anymore. She used to get more excited, I think. But I always give her a treat when I catch a fish because I want her to, be rooting for me. I want her to be in the game, and that was what the video was about.
It was great.
It was funny. It was just to be funny.
Here's what you're not going to want to hear. Molly's getting old.
Oh,
Now listen, okay? It was hot as balls yesterday. Now I know you're impervious to that. You just don't give a shit. You have no idea if it's 98 or 68. You just don't even know. But most people and dogs do. And her reaction on that video was of an old dog. What is she, 10 now?
yeah.
I'm sorry. She's a 10-year-old dog, and it was out in the sun and the heat and the humidity. And she's like, F this. I'm going to stay down at the bottom of the boat in the shade where it's cool.
I had water for her.
I know.
I
you
would
take care
know
of
if there was something.
Right.
Part of it is just, she's starting to slow down.
Right.
But
And you're not yet.
yeah.
But
No.
she is. And I'm not saying, she's got plenty of good years left in her. But
Yeah.
she's not a young pup anymore, Daniel.
It's all right.
Just like
all right.
old Paco in
She's
there.
perfect.
He's an old man.
Molly's perfect.
Yeah, I know. And she's a lot like you. You're talking about dogs now. Old Merp, I love Merp. She's my girl.
Yeah.
But I'm actually more like Paco, where he's more like me.
What are you trying to say, Joel?
Well, I'm just saying that, Paco kind of takes it all in. He doesn't move a whole lot. It takes him a while to get up and move around.
we started this whole podcast
I know, talking
thing with
about
it.
Paco.
That's how we came up with our name, and we almost said it's going to be the Adventures of Tremendous Fat Ass and his fat ass dog.
Paco is
Can we
amazing.
get Paco out here so people can see him? I'll
Well-
put him up on the table real quick. I can do it.
He would
Trust me.
shatter that table.
I won't let
That
him
would
rest,
make him
or I'll
super
just hold him
nervous
up
if you
over
picked
here.
him up. He would be super.
Nah,
Let
I
me
do
tell you something,
jujitsu with him all the time.
Paco is a super easygoing dog.
Yeah,
you talk
he's
about
chill.
a dog, Joy gets all worked up. The only thing that gets Paco worked up is the fire alarm, which coincidentally I can't hear. It's at a register that I'm deaf in, but when it goes off, it's like a goddamn starter's pistol. He sprints up the stairs as fast as his fat ass can go,
And
I
I'll
don't
bet
worry-
he can move when
He
he's
can when he
motivated.
needs to.
I know you can too. You're right. Everything you're saying
Yep.
is.
But yeah, other than that, like storms, he doesn't get too worked up. Fireworks, he's just like, bring it on, Holmes. He doesn't really, he's pretty chill.
The fire alarm to him is
smoke
much
detector, yeah.
like, the smoke
Yeah.
detector is much like a bucket of chum next to you when you're snorkeling.
Correct.
You know? He just, we can laugh about it now.
Anyway.
Doggone it.
Oh, there's Paco.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
Come here. Here,
Hi.
Come here, Paco. Come here, buddy.
Yeah, can you make it through there?
Yeah, I
Don't
gotta
unplug.
Open up a hole for him.
You can see him on the
Yeah, you can see him. Oh, yeah, he's not going to like that. Oh, kisses for Dan.
Boy, can you see him?
Yeah.
Now, our listeners know, yeah, he's a good 85 pounds, buddy. And he's actually, I think he looks thinner. We've been putting him on the diet food for a long time. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, he does. He looks way better than he has.
But he's got some abnormal lumps everywhere.
So do
Like, if
I.
you- well,
got him
yeah.
all over.
If you
Look, there's one
feel-
right there.
Yeah, you do. If you feel his chest,
Doesn't
he's
mean
got
anything.
some tumors in there. So he's
Fatty deposits. That's all it is.
Yeah, probably.
Don't worry about it.
But you know what? He's a dreamer, Dan.
Yeah.
He's a dreamer. He's no matter what happens, he's had a great life. He came to the greatest country in the world.
I just would like
He
before
flew on an
he
airplane,
leaves
Dan.
us, him to know that he's part of this country and he's safe here.
He is safe here.
Well, I mean,
As long as he
part of
stays inside, for
Paco
the most part.
wakes up every day and he's not sure of that.
I will protect him.
You know,
You know what?
It'd just
He's
be
had a lot
nice to
of-
know he's legally okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yep. He's had a life that most other dogs haven't had. He flew
Yeah.
on an airplane. Not only did he fly on an airplane, in the cabin of an airplane without
almost died.
almost died.
Hey, we could maybe get a movie out of it.
Probably ate his sibling when he was a puppy. Probably. Just stay alive. I don't blame him for that.
Jeez, Joel.
I know. Quinn hates it when I say that, and so does Marta. But if he did, I wouldn't blame him. Would you if he was going to die? Isn't that Darwinism?
No, I would. In
Yeah.
fact, I think that's a question everybody should,
Right.
if they haven't yet, take a moment and
around
have
you.
the decision made.
Right.
You know,
Right.
okay, because it could happen. Would you eat human flesh to survive?
Yeah.
I say yeah. There are people who say no,
Right.
and I'm
And
just
those
saying.
people are dumb.
I need to know who they are.
Could you please leave a comment on YouTube if you're one of those people?
You know, it's kind of like your card for, are you a donor?
Right. Right.
Because I don't want, it'd be nice to know if this person was cool with it.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do it, but I hope they live. Go
Well,
ahead, eat up, guys.
That's why I have pets in case the
Ugh,
shit
that's-
comes down.
That took a turn.
The shit comes down.
That's why
I
we
mean,
need a agenda.
Paco alone could feed a family of 5 for a month, probably.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you're going to eat your banana over there and drink your little Gatorade. Are you going to have a little nap after this? I
Yeah.
am.
You're calling me little a lot here,
Look
bud.
at that tiny little Gatorade.
I think it's silly to buy them like that. Why?
Yeah,
But
right. Well, are they?
I'm not complaining because
No.
I have a Gatorade.
Right,
So
right. So, okay, so yeah, so I've got the 4th coming up, which I'll be quarantining with my son because he'll be getting off work at 6, so he won't be able to enjoy that. I'm having the cataract surgery the next 2 Mondays. I'm going to get my Achilles tendon fixed probably after that because it's torn.
are you going to be able to get a marijuana card now?
Oh,
that you have the eye thing?
I hope so. Wink. Not really, Cade. I wouldn't do that. But anyway, Cade's body's a temple. He would never dream of.
How's the
putting any drugs
weightlifting
or alcohol
going?
in there.
How's the weightlifting going in there?
Yeah, Cade.
Cade,
How's the weights going?
you want to get in here and talk about it? Come on. I want you to talk about what it's like to lift weights with your papa.
Well, the Papa's not in there because the old bull can't keep up with the young bulls anymore.
Oh,
But yeah,
I
they
thought you
have
were
a,
in there throwing things around a little bit with
they
them.
have a weight. They have a board in there that they mark their new maxes, a chalkboard,
awesome.
so to speak, in the dungeon, and it's Cade and Ethan Butcher and Luke Stevenson and Beck's on there and Scotty Bell, and so there's a little bit of a competition there.
There's a lot more going on than just lifting weights. It's great dynamic
No,
for a
it's
young
great-
man
yeah.
to be in with
It's a culture
with friends, and you're all trying to improve and help each
Yep, a
other.
lot of
It's
screaming.
awesome. Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, they do. Get
There's
a little,
point where personal best turns into, yeah, that's too much, and that was where I blew out my shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've had injuries from lifting
I've had
weights.
some.
The only one really was when Ethan dropped the.
No one can hear him.
Yeah, I posted that video when Ethan dropped about 300 and
It was 285.
285, dropped it right on his knee, and that looked really painful. So, yeah, but to be honest, I mean, I don't participate with that because I can't lift like these guys do. I still try to lift, but I really enjoy that they do it. I like being around them, and I'm
You
glad
should
that
be
they
a
do it over
DJ
here.
for them. Be like, okay, I've got this playlist for you today. Seriously.
I suggest songs, but they have their own. They have their own. So
Yeah. You got to have your own.
right.
It's got to be yours.
so Beck will start lifting with the football team next week.
Has
And,
Beck been lifting with you too? Oh, nice.
right? And of course, it's hard for Beck. Beck's only 15, and these boys are all, 18, 19, and he's not quite at their level, but he tries, and but he's made a lot of gains, and but yeah, I really like watching him, man. It's funny to see him do it,
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, so we'll see how that goes, man. I get that done this summer, get the Achilles fixed this summer. That's a bummer that shot in Austin didn't work, but
Who would have thought?
yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? All the signs were there, but whatever, worth a try, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, for sure.
yep. But
I don't know what else to talk about.
No, you know what? I mean, I think we just got back on track last week, and I'd like to keep,
There were
continue doing
tons of gar last night, man.
Right.
Gar, catching those.
Are those natural for Iowa?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't know if they were a species.
They've
that
been
were-
here since I've been here.
Really?
I don't know. So I don't know if that makes them indigenous, but
I know that they
It's not
are
a
very
newly-
common in Mississippi. When I used to live in Mississippi, the bayous there, people would swim in the bayou, but they always said, you kind of got to watch them because they'll. No, they won't hurt
no,
you.
they don't want any part of you.
Okay.
But when they got a hook in their mouth,
Yeah.
their defense mechanism is to go.
Oh.
They're alligator fish. So
Yeah. Right.
It's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But when I got home this morning, I told Sarah, I'm going to start researching some gar recipes.
I'm not gonna eat any gar. I'm not gonna eat a gar. I'm just not gonna.
Okay. You don't have to.
Yeah. I just it doesn't sound like it would be something I would enjoy.
Well, that's very close-minded.
Well, it's kind of like it sounds like it'd be something like deer, where to eat deer you got to mix it with like 90% other kind of meat to make it palatable.
Did you get that deer jerky I sent over? I'm sorry. What? It was delicious.
The deer jerky was delicious. How much pork
You know-
did you mix in with that?
0. That's straight deer.
Straight deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you going to mix in pork making jerky? Unless you make it into like hamburger and then do it that way.
I don't
That's
know.
gross.
I don't know.
No, man. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about I have one last package of the deer meat ready to make into jerky.
Okay.
When I'm butchering the deer, I just start slicing it into the pieces.
Yeah.
I don't worry about the hair or anything. I just put it in these gallon Ziploc bags and stack them up, right? You don't, when you start rinsing meat and cleaning it like that, that's when you're going to have problems. You want to just cut it up. You know, that's when the bacteria starts going. Freeze it. And then the beautiful thing is when I'm ready to make jerky, the biggest pain when you're processing meat is getting all that hair off. I just put it in a big bowl of water and just kind of squeeze, and the blood just comes out, and the hair will float up to the top. And I just keep rinsing it till all the hair is gone. If you miss one, you dehydrating it, you just kick it off of there. Pure deer. And anybody, you know what? Tell Joel if you've had my jerky. Tell Joel if you think that it's disgusting, such as he says, or you have to mix.
I will admit that I have had your deer jerky, and it is tasty. But generally speaking, deer is not.
Yeah, I
it
know.
seems like
I know
people
what you
that
mean.
like
It can be gamey.
hunt, they seem to want to pass their deer meat off onto other people because it's just not very good.
Yeah.
But you know, if you mix it up with enough other stuff, you can eat it. But
Yeah, the
not a
only
big-
reason the jerky is so good is because of the spices I put on the meat, you know.
and harbor students love it too.
Yeah,
They
and the
love
way
it.
I cook it, I get pretty much all the blood out of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of your taste.
Right.
And then it's just
Right.
jerky.
Right.
So anyway, yeah,
Okay.
harbor students like
Okay. Okay.
it's a great control mechanism. Just
Right.
you need to own the day. Bring a bag of jerky.
Pavlovian classical conditioning. Cade, what are we at time wise?
41 minutes.
Okay, I think that's good.
All right.
You know, the key is try to keep this going on a regular basis.
I got one more thing Dan can talk about.
What's that?
What do you watch now that fights aren't going on?
What do I watch? I don't watch. Well, I just started the one you said, literally the other day. The
Broadchurch?
Yeah, I
Broadchurch is
just
a
started
good
that.
show.
I've watched a couple episodes of that, but I don't watch very much TV in the summer. You know, it's like the only time I would watch it in the winter is if usually I'm in my garage, which is quite often in the winter. You know, it's just. So I've been listening to a podcast, and I listened to this one called The History of Rome.
History of Rome.
Rome, yeah.
Okay. I haven't
And
heard
I just
that
find that stuff interesting.
Is it really the history of Rome, or is that a?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dan Carlin just came out with a new episode that goes with his the World War II one. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
I love that stuff. So
I've been listening to. I was super happy now that you mentioned podcast. I was super happy. A new podcast on grunge music came out. You know, I love that stuff.
yeah,
It's, favorite kind of music. I've read some books about it, and I listened to half of my. Okay, I listened to 2 episodes, and listened to half of a third, and I'm just so disappointed. They're like, first the second guy in the podcast knows nothing about any of the music. In fact, it sounds like by his comments, he's not even heard of it.
hey, you know what you should do?
What's that?
Do a critique of it, and then put it on YouTube and and work it out to where like.
Well, I've sent him a
see what he
couple-
just said right there? That's some bullshit.
Well, I've sent him a couple of emails. But the last email, I just said, guys, if you're it's like you pulled a podcast topic out of a hat that you know nothing about, and then what are we going to talk about today? Oh, grunge music. Well, what is that? I don't know. And then they play
The
the
saying
album.
is kettle calling the pot black.
Hey, we know what we're talking about. We're talking about bullshit. We know a lot about that. But the last episode, I sent him an email. I said, guys, they play the album. They talk about a specific album. They basically read a Wikipedia thing about the band. And then
Yeah.
they play the album, and then they talk about the songs. And they're basically Beavis and Butthead. That's basically what they are. Listen to this, And I'm like, you missed a great opportunity. I'm so bummed. I thought this was going to be great. So I might try another episode or two.
What's that one called? What's it on?
It's on Spotify.
Oh.
The Grunge is called.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
a
want to talk
podcast?
shit. Well, I am talking shit about them.
Yeah, F
F
'em.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So people
up
can
your
talk shit about
game.
us if they want. Yeah, probably not. Not a good idea. But yeah, but I've been listening to that, and How Stuff Works is a good.
I'm gonna go buy some fireworks and I'm gonna blow some stuff up
All right.
tonight.
Good.
So We're
Okay.
gonna make some homemade ice cream.
Yep.
My dad's already making it. I'm gonna grill up burgers tonight.
Okay.
Tomorrow we're going to the beach. Are you coming to the beach?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can't because you're quarantining.
I'm quarantined.
And we're gonna tube
Yep.
and have fun. So
Take care of my kids on the water, bro.
I will.
You know how I
Always
am.
do.
I
I
know.
know.
Okay, man.
All right, buddy.
All right. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Don't touch me. Don't you touch me.
I tried.
I'm quarantined.